My boyfriend's like, oh gosh, that means you're gonna buy a lot more stuff that you don't actually need to buy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I decided I would sit down and film my Q&A today on this snowy Sunday. No, you cannot see the snow from here, but it's a blizzard out there. It was pretty windy this morning. Now I'm wearing a t-shirt and this like cute little blanket shawl over top so I can look a little bit more presentable, but secretly I am in my PJs underneath all of this. And I have 2 layers of t-shirts on because one's a long sleeve and one's a short sleeve, and I didn't feel like changing, and that's okay. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Brianna. I am a 3rd grade teacher in North Carolina, and I previously taught 4th grade. So some of these questions are centered around this. This is a Q&A if I haven't mentioned that. But if you are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe because I am doing Vlogmas right now. It's kind of like my own little thing because I'm not really on track. This is only Vlogmas day 3 and it's like December 9th. So not on track with the rest of YouTube at all, but that's okay. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I am going to jump into the questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram. So a few days ago when I polled you guys on Instagram and asked you if I should even do Vlogmas, then I was like, all right, well then I'm gonna need to throw a Q&A in there because in order to film some kind of video almost every day, you know, I need to give you what you want to hear. And my goal with these videos is to help you guys out. So let me go back to the questions because I screenshotted them. So the first one is from Connor, and he says, if you did not have the classroom themes you did and do, what would your dream theme be? And I think this is such an awesome question. Is there something in my eyebrow? Okay. So for those of you that are new, again, my original classroom theme was the circus or carnival, and I will post some pictures here, and there's also plenty more on my Instagram and in my old videos as well. Check out my, I think it's like my first year teacher classroom tour. That was 2 years ago now. I started with the circus and my colors were red, yellow, and that like teal that no one really knows the true name of it. But it was beautiful and I loved it, and I kept it for 2 years because I don't really want to be one who changes my theme every year because yes, it can get expensive. This year the only reason I changed my theme is because I was kind of getting a little sick of the circus. When I originally started thinking about my first ever classroom and I was in the teacher store, I saw all of these, sorry, the focus keeps changing to my tree because it's just so beautiful. When I was at the teacher store, I saw all of these borders for board games, and I'm like, my next classroom theme is going to be board games. And I'm the kind of person who tries to stick to my word. But I don't know, that was just one of those things where it's like, I said it, so now I have to do it. And I really, like, I love my classroom this year. I am going to do a classroom tour, so hang tight for that. But you can see throughout all of my vlogs, especially during my classroom setup for this year, I will link that playlist down below or in the cards. But I have all different board games in my classroom: Monopoly, Candyland, Twister, Life, Scrabble on the outside board, and it's really fun and colorful. My problem now is there's just so much going on, and I watch Elementary Adventures and I love that she just has 2 colors. So I'm kind of thinking for the future, I don't know if this will happen next year, but we'll see, but I really want to go back to my roots of a circus classroom with different colors as like my focus. So just throwing that out there. My boyfriend's like, oh gosh, that means you're gonna buy a lot more stuff that you don't actually need to buy. So I'm gonna try to do it in a way that I don't need to spend a lot of money, which my themes haven't really revolved around a lot of money, I don't think anyway. I'm not broke, okay? I'm a teacher and I'm paying $1,000 a month for my loans, and I'm paying rent and all my bills, and I have a savings account and I'm fine. So, just saying, it's possible. So, Connor, to answer your question, I think my heart is with circus. I really like the idea of a more just simple theme of just 2 colors, that it's not so crazy, but everything matches. I hope that helps. I don't have any other like standout themes in mind. If I ever do though, I will let you know. Next question is from E. Pirachi, and they said, are you engaged or married? No, I'm not engaged. I am not married, but you know, living that modern life with my boyfriend over there comfy on the couch. We'll be engaged eventually. You can count on that. And then I'll be married eventually. All right, next question. These names are like last names and they're hard to say. So this person asks, what is your favorite school supply you got this year? And oh, I was thinking about this one. The first thing that came to mind was sticky clips. And I had these my first year. They came in, like, my school gives teachers like staple items at the beginning of the year, and sticky clips was one of them. And I'm like, what are these things? And I at first thought they were really cool, and I'm like, oh, I can hang things from them and stick them to the wall, kind of like sticky tack. But then the things I was hanging were falling down, and it was just like so it was a hot mess putting things up, and I'm like, I hate these things. And then Michelle Frey was talking about them and how she uses them for task cards, and I am like, that is genius, because I'm so sick of putting a piece of scotch tape every single time I use a task card and stick it somewhere and then have to rip it off and then have to use new tape, and it's so annoying. Just having sticky clips all around my room ready for anything to be hung on them is amazing. I also use them for my work display for my kids inside my classroom. I use them to hang our weekly newsletter, our lunch choices for the week or the month. I use them for so much now. They are a godsend, I'm telling you. I love sticky clips. Game changer. What grade is your favorite grade to teach? Well, so far I've only taught 4th grade and 3rd grade. And my first year teaching 4th grade, I just taught science and social studies on a 3-teacher team. So the other 2 teachers taught math and reading, and we switched classes 3 times, and I hated that. But I was also in grad school at the time, and I was just teaching science and social studies, which is not a graded subject. I mean, it is a graded subject, not a tested subject in 4th grade. So I literally had full creativity. I could do whatever I wanted. It was paced out, but like, it's okay if I was either behind or just working on something for extra time, doing whatever kind of fun creative activities I wanted to do. And it was honestly the best. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, I was so lucky. But it wasn't enough for me, because I want to be a teacher. I want to teach all subjects. So the next year I got the opportunity to teach math and science. I was still in 4th grade, but then I was on a 2-person team. So the numbers of students changed, and it just like ended up working out that we gained another teacher. So we were 3 teams instead of just 2 teams, if that makes sense to you. But anyway, so I taught math and science, and my partner taught reading and social studies, and we just swapped 2 groups of kids, and that was great, but it was still just a lot of kids. There were 28 students in basically both of my classes, around 28 students. And it was a lot. There were several lower struggling students, and I felt like I wasn't meeting all of their needs, because I'm just like, there's not enough time with this schedule where you're in my room, but then, sorry, you have to go to reading now, so you have to leave, and there's nothing I can do about it. And there's so many of you there's so many extra of you that are struggling, and it was hard for me. So I made the decision to move down to 3rd grade this year, and it was the best decision I ever made. I student taught in 3rd grade with this team, and so I've worked with most of these teachers before. I've worked in this building and it just felt like home to me from the beginning, and I absolutely love it. I get to teach everything. I have the same kiddos all day. I'm down to 21 students now, which is amazing because when I call on them around the room, like I feel like I'm calling on some of them way too much, but I've literally called on every kid and it's amazing. And I'm like, wow, I can hear from all of you. I can meet with all of you. There's only a few of you that are struggling. It's so much easier to handle. And I get to teach reading and social studies and science and math and writing. So it's the best of everything, and I love 3rd grade. The only thing I don't like about it is the ridiculous amount of testing, which everyone told me I would hate. And I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be fine. It's a lot, but that's school these days, so whatever. Talking about testing, the next question is, what standardized tests do you do at your school? We do EOGs at the end of the year in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is elementary. And that's just our state end of grade testing for math and reading. 5th grade also does science. And then in 3rd grade at the beginning of the year, they take the BOG, the beginning of the year grade test, just so they have some data to see that they've grown from the beginning to the end for their EOG scores. I don't know, but that only happens in 3rd grade. We do quarterly benchmarks for math and reading. So everything we were supposed to teach in that quarter is tested on a county-wide benchmark that the county puts together for us. Those grades don't go to the students' actual report cards. It's just for county data. And then we also do COGAT, which is, we do it in 3 days, and they're 30 minutes each day. There's 3 10-minute tests each day, and that's just our AIG testing, our academically gifted, to see if any students will qualify for that program. That's just in 3rd grade. And we also do M-Class, which is to determine their reading level. And that is all on the iPad. It's a really neat program. It tests their fluency. It tests their comprehension. It does just like different things, but we don't have enough time for it. We used to get an assistant to cover our class while we read with our students throughout the day, and we're not getting that anymore. So it's hard because we have to stop teaching so that we can test these kids. And then we also have to progress monitor, which I've never even had training on M-Class, and I'm sitting here doing it. So I'm going to pause the video here because I'm gonna go on a rant. So I will make this a part 1, and I will continue answering questions in a part 2. I have a ton of questions, so I might have to make a part 3. I don't know, maybe I won't go talk about these things so much, but I'm passionate. I'm passionate about teaching, and I just want to tell you my opinions and share my thoughts. So I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below of what you want to see me film for this Vlogmas, whether it's something that has to do with my teaching, guided reading, math centers, stuff about my classroom. I am going to do a classroom tour. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in part 2. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.